Hi, I'm Clutch from the Sturgis Motorcycle Blog, coming to you live from the North Pole.
Well, that's interesting. I just been muted and talking to you for 5 or 2 minutes. So that's awesome. So once again, uh, I'm Clutch from the Sodak Motorcycle Blog. Um, what am I trying to say here? Oh, I've lost my train of thought. So once again, I'm Clutch from the Sodak Motorcycle Blog. Welcome to my second ever live stream. That's part of the reason I'm sure why we just talked for 2 minutes with my mic on mute. But hey, it's all fun and games. So anyways, I make videos here. I'm the one that produces this very subpar content for all of you and does a very poor job at it. So I'm here for your comic relief for this evening. So anyways, like I said before, I live about 20 miles away from Sturgis. Now I'm not like the real well connected guy as in I know everybody and no. What I am the voice of the average dude at the Sturgis Rally. And I'm actually going to take these glasses off because it looks like the glare is distracting. So, and I'm just here. I'll provide you that information just from an average dude perspective. So, anyways, let's get into some questions. Now, these questions were prepared pretty much by myself, just questions I've been asked over the years. If any of you're joining in late, just go ahead, feel free to ask some questions and leave some comments, and we'll get them answered when we can. So, anyways, let's go with the first question I prepared, and it is, how much will it cost? Of course, a very important phase to keep in mind. Did you guys calm down? I apologize. The cats are having a fight right now. So, anyways, so where was I? Oh yeah, how much will it cost? Well, here's the thing: you're going to a motorcycle rally, right? You're going to a big event, and I hate to break it to you, but it's probably going to cost some cash. Okay, I mean it's just the way it is. It's probably going to cost some money. So I just dinking around, just unscientifically, just throwing numbers around. So um, I did some looking. So for the Buffalo Chip alone, or as those of you that have been familiar with Motorcycle Blog, I call that the campground that shall remain nameless. There's a story behind that. Please check out some of my videos from, it would have been Rally of 2021. It would have been, the video is called Full or Thrash Metal Rally. involved the Anthrax concert, and yeah, at the campground at Shallow Nameless. But it's called Buffalo Chip. So just for a tent, and this is just get in the door for the whole rally. You're looking at $280, and that's to stay in a tent. Now that's a tent, okay, not too bad, right? Well, mind you, that's not a site that has full hookups, and also the showers at the Chip are $10. So like most campgrounds where you pay for your campsite and you get a shower. No, not at Buffalo Chips. So, I mean, there are options for you, but I mean, $10 for a shower, that's pretty, I mean, that's like truck stop shower money there. And truck stops, you put in diesel in your truck, you get a shower for free. So now really you're paying for a free, and you can't say hanging quotes because the green, you're looking at a hanging quotes free concert pay for basic camp regardless of how you camp. So, and this is, it doesn't matter what you have, you're gonna have to pay at least that rate. Now, you want like a 25 by 50 RV sites without power or water, that's an additional 325. And if you want hookups and all that, they cost more. And we're getting that point of the year where you might want to, if you haven't got this arranged yet, you might miss out because these sites usually sell out pretty early, and usually they end up being it's a site and you keep it every single year. So with that alone, well, let's look at this. You're paying $700 extra for a 30 amp site. So it's spendy. Full Throttle Saloon, they have the Pappy Hoyle campground. You're looking at $325 at the Rally for tents. So that's a little bit more. RV site with sewer and water, no power, $725. And most of these sites were sold out. And I actually researched this one about a month ago, so they're probably gone by now. Power running $850. Most of those sites are sold out. Also, you got to buy the tent pass as well. The concerts here aren't as big as the Chips either. And the biggest thing there is it's a lot, the Chip concert, or that, not the Chip concert, Full Throttle concerts, they're a $10 cover at the door. So they're not as, they're not as like you have to camp there and pay it just and if you show up early enough at Full Throttle and you're willing to sit there all day and all night, I don't think, if I remember right, they don't charge the cover charge till after 6 o'clock at night. But honestly, $10 cover charge, that ain't too bad. I will say this: if you are a fan of the band Jackal, that is the place you want to go. They play every Thursday at the Full Throttle Saloon. So now I'm going to plug, I got another campground here. I'm going to plug it. It's called the Ironhurst Campground. They don't do concerts, but they are cheaper. And the owner is from my hometown of Tulare, South Dakota. So we're going to give the hometown a little bit of plug here. For their tent camping is $120 for the rally. The RVs are $25 a night, plus $25 per person per night. Small RV without water, electrical, all rally, 10 days. 2 people run $750. And they don't make you buy the camping pass to get it. So, and once again, there's no concerts there, but they're probably better options if you're looking to stay for the rally, and you don't necessarily have to be for a concert. Now, if you got a number of concerts you want to see at the Buffalo Chip, that's a good route because, excuse me again. So it's one of the few things you might notice. That's one advantage. And they do have a variety of concerts. So, and they usually the variety is usually not too bad. So they usually got a pretty good lineup there. Now, so let's go to the camping. Let's throw that aside for now. How about hotels? At least $329 a night, at least, and up. And that's the Iron Horse Inn, which is in Whitewood, and also about 7 miles away. So, which, to be fair, all the campgrounds are about 7 miles away from downtown as well. But hotels, you're looking at spending a lot more money. So either way, your staying's going to cost you a bunch. Now, if you really want to get super cheap, you could probably camp on some lawns in town. I've seen them before as low as $5 a night, like right up by downtown. And the community center in Sturgis, they charge $8 for a shower per day. So really, if you want to take a shower every day, you're looking like $13 a night. If you're camping, don't have a concert you want to choose from, you can choose this option. Even if it's only one Chip concert, you'd still save some cash. 9 nights plus $100 concert, which that's usually what the highest rate is to go camp at the Buffalo Chip and see the free concert. $100 concert, you're looking at $217 for 9 nights plus that $100 concert. So still a little bit cheaper of an option. There's some other expenses, obviously, you got to think about. Yeah, your fuel to get there. Even if your bike gets 45 mpg, let's say a 1,600 mile round trip, 150 miles a day for 6 days, we're looking at about 2,500 miles. Let's take that by 45, 55 and a half gallons, and 56 gallons times, let's say 525.9 for your 91 fuel. You're looking at almost $300, and that's for the fuel. You'll only go up there, especially if you're pulling a diesel RV there, because, well, if you haven't checked lately, diesel isn't cheap. Neither is fuel. Fuel's just not cheap in general, right? So obviously the food's going to get you as well. I'd say you want to easily, I'd say $100 a day for food and drinks. I think you might want to budget even a little bit more. If you're there for 10 days, that's at least $1,000 for food and drinks. And like I said, I would almost budget a little bit more because, well, you know, when you're paying $30 a plate for food and $10 for a beer, well, that adds up fast, right? Uh, you could do it. I ran it. You could do it one person bare bones for 1,500. I mean, that's barest of bare bones. You're probably not getting too fancy. You're probably not doing anything crazy like that. So you're just there and just experiencing it, I guess. So, and that's per person. Two people, we're looking at, let's say, 2,700 a night. And that's just factoring in that the both of you would maybe stay in the same tent if it's your significant other. So you can bare bones cheap it, but it's going to be extremely hard to make that happen. So, all right, let's talk about our next option. So, is the riding any good? And most of the year, the riding is fantastic here. I mean, not so much today. It's about 30 degrees outside. The wind's blowing. It's supposed to be, they're talking almost single digits over the weekend one morning. So, as you can hear in the background, maybe you can't. My cats are very upset about the fact it's cold out. But anyways, is the riding any good during rally? Now, it kind of depends on where you're from. If you're from like a sparsely populated area, kind of like South Dakota, you're going to hate it. I'm just going to tell you right now, you're absolutely going to hate it. It'll be way too crowded and busy for you to enjoy the riding. Now, if you're from, let's say, a bigger city, a major metropolitan area, if any major metro in the United States, you're probably going to love it because honestly, you're probably used to congestion all the time. So you're getting congestion, but instead of looking at your crappy commute from coming from the office every day, well, you got the Black Hills in the background, you got the trees, you got everything else. So you're probably going to love it here because the scenery is awesome. The roads are awesome. And traffic does take away from it, and I'd say if you truly want to just ride, I would avoid the rally completely. I would just don't do the rally, and maybe think about coming like at the end of August. That's a good time of year because you're right before Labor Day. You're right after rally. You're kind of in that weird in between where a lot of the kids have gone back to school, and so you kind of get the hills to yourselves. Plus, the weather's usually fairly good too. Now you could come in May, but May is more of a, I guess you could say, more of it's May is more unpredictable. It really is. I mean, I remember this was about 5 years ago. We ended up about 6 inches of snow right before Memorial Day. So the weather does get weird around here. So, and it does that during rally as well. So, all right. So another question now, there's the question of where first weekend or second weekend. Obviously, we have 2 weekends for rally now. It originally used to be, it started on, if I remember right, it was the first Monday in August, and then it went through that next Sunday. Well, as time went along, everybody started showing up earlier and earlier, thinking ahead, thinking, oh, I'm going to beat the crowds and show up early. Now, granted, that doesn't work very well when you decide you're going to beat the crowds just like everybody else and you all show up on Thursday, but that's beside the point of this question. So there's two very distinct weekends during rally. Now, I'd say if you like that wild, crazy, the party side, all the people, I'd say the first weekend. That is the absolute busiest weekend, and it's also a weekend where you're going to see your bigger name concerts is over that weekend. Now, if you're one of those you want to experience a little bit of the rally, but you really would like to do some riding too, I would say try to come here towards that last weekend and stay after. Like shoot for that Wednesday, Thursday time frame, because by Wednesday and especially by Thursday, a lot of the exodus is already left because you got to figure You got to get to a lot of places in this country, and you want to be there by you got work that next Monday morning. Well, you kind of got to leave a little early. So, so you see a lot of them will start leaving right there at the end of the rally. So, and I'd say and honestly, by last Sunday, the rally has really cleared out. I mean, I've got some videos from last year. My video from last year's rally, it's titled, if I remember right, this is the end of the rally. Either way, it's in my Sturgis Rally 2022 playlist. You'll kind of get a view of that. I took a little short and just a video of like they did, Main Street's open back up to all vehicles. There's hardly any bikes around. It's just a whole different vibe by that Sunday. And then once Monday comes, like that was when I used to always have Mondays off, working 4 days a week, and now I'm back to a job where I'm working, 410s again. Like the Monday after rally is to me, it's like the absolute best riding day of the year because there's absolutely no one out and most everyone else is back to work. And it's just, I mean, it's like I said, it's probably the absolute best day of riding in the year for me. So also, if you want to like party with the locals, if you're into that, or want to be like cool like a local or something like that, the last Saturday is known as Locals Day, and it's for a reason. That's usually when all the locals come out. You see a lot of those people that you didn't know that ride, and all of a sudden it's that like one day a year they'll take their Sportster up and their little 883 up, and act like Johnny motorcycle badass for the day. And like I said, you won't see them again until probably that first nice day of the spring. Same deal, they'll bring it out for the one day, and then you won't see them again till July. That's just how it is. So if you're one of those, sorry if I hurt your feelings, but so let's move it right along here. I'm kind of getting long-winded. It happens. So the one ride I should take is, and I will say this, Iron Mountain Road. If you can't do any other ride in the hills, I would say Iron Mountain Road is the one to take. Now, some might be surprised I'm not saying Needles Highway. The problem with Needles Highway is it's a lot tougher road. It's a lot more technical of a road. There's some weird stretches on the road. You got some weird hairpins on the road. Like I'd say that's and it's not as fun because you're dealing with a lot more traffic over there, and you're going to deal with a lot of traffic anywhere during a rally. But the nice thing about Iron Mountain Road, it opens up a little bit more. I think the views are a lot better on Iron Mountain Road, and just personal preference, I prefer the pigtail bridges over the Needles Eye. I mean, the Needles Eye is cool. You stop, you look at it, that area is really cool. But from the riding perspective, I mean, you can't really enjoy the Needles Eye area on the motorcycle. I mean, you can, but you kind of get up, you look at it. But to me, the pigtails, you can experience those pigtails. And those pigtails are a lot of fun. Plus, you got some single track road on there. Like I think Iron Mountain Road is probably my absolute favorite of all of them. So I'd say Iron Mountain Road, the top one. I'd say number two is I'd say Spearfish Canyon. Then I'd probably say the Needles, and mainly the Needles because it is pretty iconic. Um, the one thing I would recommend on these kind of roads is learn to get up early. I know it sucks, it's tough getting up early, but here's a little bit of advice from someone who has routinely gotten up at 3:30 to 4:30 in the morning for probably well over a decade now. Is yep, it's going to be rough at first, but eventually you'll get used to it, and it's going to pay dividends. Like when you want to leave on a motorcycle trip in the summer and it's ridiculously hot by 10 o'clock in the morning. Well, if you're up early and gone by 4:35 in the morning, think of all the miles you can cover before it gets hot. Also, if you're at, let's say, the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally or in the Black Hills in general, you hit Needles Highway by like, or Iron Mountain Road, Needles Highway, any of them, you hit them at like 6 in the morning. It's perfect because no one's out. So, like I said, it pays to get up early. I know it's tough to do, but honestly, get up, make yourself do it, get up early and go experience these roads early in the morning. Plus, you can't really beat that, just that calm stillness of like a little bit after the sun comes up. You get that soft light in the sky. It's just morning rides are absolutely beautiful. They are definitely underrated in my mind, and to me, it's the best time you should ride. So you should check it out sometime. So there are some organized rides. There's plenty of them. I mean, there's tons of them. They got them for everything. You've got, yeah, Legends Ride, Mayor's Ride, Biker Bells. There's so many. The college up in Spearfish, they do a ride. I mean, everybody and their dog does a ride during rally. But I would say the organized ride that you should do is the Dakota Thunder Ride. I think it's the best one by far. Now, here's the thing. I'll be the first to admit to you, I am very partial to this one because it's put on by us, the Green Knights. And now, obviously, I'm not speaking for them on this blog, but like I said, it's probably the best run. And here's one of the reasons it's a great run. First of all, it's generally at most it's $20, which try to find me a run during rally that's that cheap. You ain't gonna find one. You're just not gonna find one. I mean, you're talking. I think the Legends ride's like almost $200. The Mayor's ride is like $90. I think the Jacket ride's like 70 or 80. I mean, there are a lot spendier for rides out there. So we're definitely one of the cheaper ones out there. Plus, we have a great route. They take out from Ellsworth Air Force Base and into Rapid City, which isn't the most exciting. But then we come up through Nemo Road, up through Nemo. We go up Van Ocker Canyon. We do a police escort. We get a police escort all the way into town. Park Community Center. We walk down. We go take part in the Military Appreciation Day festivities on that Tuesday, because that's always when it's done, is in conjunction with the Military Appreciation Day festivities. And yeah, it's a pretty awesome deal. And sometimes the city of Sturgis, they'll get kicking a couple of beers for you. So really, and pretty much they do that every year. I mean, I've yet to find a year where they didn't do it. They're a little bit behind the eight ball on us last year, but they come around kind of as things were getting going, got everybody their there's $14 right there. So you're really getting your spend. It doesn't necessarily cost $20 every year. It's just some years we've had to charge that. But now one issue is generally with that, you're going to have a DOD ID. That means you're active duty, military, your National Guard, your reserve, your employee somewhere. Either way, you're going to, well, even if you're just a civilian employee, you probably won't get on there. But either way, to get on the base, because we do some stuff on the runway. We used to ride down the runway. They don't let us do that anymore. Part of that's, we got to kind of keep the B1s in the air to go, take care of our adversaries and all that fun stuff. So, but we'll show up there on the pad one by one of the hangars. They'll bring up a couple B1s. It's a pretty good deal. You get a picture. I mean, it's like I said, it's a pretty good deal. It's pretty fun. If you don't have DOD ID, I would suggest you find someone who's in the National Guard, who's in a reserve, that has one, that is willing to sponsor you on base and be good to go. Now, if you have a warrant out for your arrest, I would suggest don't do it, because the minute they run your name, you're gonna pop on the warrant. They're gonna get rid of you. That's one of the warnings we have to make every single year, because it's rally. it's been known to happen, so keep that in mind. All right. Best, would you guys calm down? Seriously, calm down, both of you. The cats are enjoying me doing a live stream tonight. So, best places to eat. Now, so I'm gonna do this in 3 parts. So, as far as breakfast goes, the best to eat, and I'm not limited to just Sturgis. Now, I will say in Sturgis, Uncle Louis is a pretty good place to eat. That's a pretty good place to eat there. Prices aren't too bad, but I will say this: if you want the best breakfast where you're probably not going to get hammered with the rally price, there's a little place in Rapid City on, I want to say it's Saint. I want to say it's Main Street. It's on there's 2 one-ways in Rapid City. One goes to the east and one goes to the west. It's on the one way that goes to the west. I believe it's West Main Street. If someone in the comments knows this, please, by any means, please leave a comment. But anyways, best place to eat, Mud Hole, Rapid City. Best breakfast in Hills, hands down. Like, it is, and the price is right, and you're gonna get plenty of food for it. It's a little kind of a mom and pop shop. It's in an old antique store. You could probably go in there. You could get breakfast. You could buy some antiques. I don't know if you can sell many antiques. I think they're trying to get rid of some of the antiques. But anyways, that's gonna oh heck, I'm losing my train of thought. Trying to do 2 things once. So yeah, it's absolute best place to eat in town by far. They're worth the ride. And you know what? Here's an idea: pre-register for Dakota Thunder Ride, get down to Rapid City, eat yourself breakfast before you go out to do the festivities. So as far as lunch goes, Custer County has the best burger. That's the best darn lunch in the hills. That one's really tough. You better get there early because I've gone there even when it's not rally at 11 o'clock in the morning, and I've sat there and waited till 1 o'clock. Well, this is absolutely worth it. Now, for guys, for dinner, or whatever the heck you call it, wherever the heck you are in the world, the Alpine Inn in Hill City has the basically the best place to eat your dinner. And here's the menu: you get a big fillet or a little fillet. There's your options. You get the lettuce; it's the big wedge of lettuce. I mean, it's absolutely awesome. That's definitely a place to go. Once again, that's another place you need to get there early. Now, as far as Sturgis recommendations go, it used to be you could go down to Lynn's. That used to be the best place to go. Well, they took out their whole restaurant area, which unfortunately, that's what it is. But I would say I would recommend basically Sweeto Burrito. That's really the only recommendation I have for Sturgis during rally, because you can get a decent sized burrito from them for, like, I want to say it's 14 or 15 bucks, which I've seen plates before downtown which are almost $40 for a plate, and the food isn't very good, and it's been sitting out in, kind of off the burner for who knows how long. So the one thing about Sweet Burrito, it's done fresh when you order it, or I think you hit lunchtime, you might have some that are pre-made, but you're gonna have to expect that. But if you go like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you're gonna get a fresh burrito from Sweeto. So that's a pretty good little spot. So I see we got one comment here. So first of all, back to the mud hole. We got Kelly Lewis here, mud hole, 7 Main Street in Rapid City. So it is on Main Street. Thanks to my wife for helping me out on that one. So, and I want to say, I think it's Deba, I think is how you say. I don't know how you say it, but you comment on quite a bit of my videos. Good to see you, buddy. Hotels already booked. I'll be honest with you, I didn't really get that far into seeing if the hotels are booked yet or not. I would say there's a good chance they probably are, but you never know. When I looked at months ago at Iron Horse Inn, I think they still had stuff available. You may be able to find some Airbnb options too. Like I said, you'd have to probably research that on yourself. But I will say this: I know this much. If you're gonna do that, make absolutely sure maybe within the next probably 2 or 3 weeks, you might want to get those plans squared away. You might get a little lucky this year with fuel prices the way they are, with the economy. Who knows what's happening? I mean, we might have a little banking crisis on our hands. We might be going into recession soon. You might get lucky on that, but in the end, if you're going to come and you're going to come, I wouldn't wait. I would just get it done. Get it done, get it out of the way. Then you ain't got to worry about it, and you're all good to go. And I think some of them now, you can work with them a little bit better now, where you might be able to have cancellation options now. I think some of that came from back from the COVID pandemic. Still, it might be a little closer to normal this year, but that's something just keep in mind. So maybe Deadwood. You're probably in the same boat in Deadwood too. I mean, Deadwood, I would say Deadwood, you're probably looking at more than Sturgis even. But like I said, I'd say it's worth checking out. I would definitely, like I said, earlier the better. Absolutely, earlier the better. I hope that answered your question a little bit there. So anyways, let's move on. We got a couple more questions here. So hey, this is a great segue right here. Can I just show up without plans? Yes, you can. You can show up without plans. There's plenty of places, like I said before, plenty of places you could pitch tent every night at most every campground. You're willing to just, if you're willing to just rough it in a tent, yeah, you can pretty much get a spot just about anywhere. Big ones usually have plenty of space. The one thing about it is, like, if you're going Buffalo Chip, you might not get the best spot. Usually all the good spots will fill up pretty quick. But you know what? In the end, you generally can find a spot that's, not too close to everybody. I mean, there's going to be people all over. It's the rally. It's just how it is. There's just people all over the place. So did we get another? All right. So Diva chiming in again. I'll check it out, Clutch. Let you know what I find out. Awesome. Cool. That'd be great. Yeah, throw that in here. And those of you, even if you're not watching it right now, if you are watching this later on, by all means, put some comments in here. I kind of want to make this kind of a, help everybody out kind of a video. So, all right, here's one I get quite a bit, being that I ride, well, that Goldwing you see behind me. Do you have to ride a Harley? No, you don't. You don't. And I understand why I get asked this, but no, you don't have to ride a Harley. It generally doesn't matter what you ride. I mean, here's the thing: the worst that's going to happen is, you're going to get gruff. Just like if you own a Chevy and your buddy's a Ford guy, yeah, he's going to give you gruff because you drive a Chevy and vice versa. That's some of that's just to be expected. I mean, you're going to get a hard time, which who cares? I mean, if someone giving you a little bit of a hard time over, something you're doing, bothers you, then I don't know, maybe you should just stay home and sit in your little bubble. But you do hear stories, especially around here from the 80s, of like bikers taking the little Hondas to string them up from a tree, something like that. I'd say those days are long gone. Even so, like, especially if you have Goldwing like mine, it's going to take a lot to string that from a tree. But those days have not happened for a long time. In fact, I got a video, 2021, and the title of the video is titled "No Hondas Allowed." And one of the things I did was point out non-Harley motorcycles, and let's say I didn't get much of a break. I mean, they're kind of all over the place. You look at some even the old videos from Sturgis from the mid 80s, you're probably going to see a Goldwing in just about every single one, even back in the 1980s. So, like I said, it's not a big deal. But anyways, one thing being said, though, you're still going to see Harley is by and far the most popular brand. It's the most popular motorcycle brand in America by far. And the rally crowd pans that out. I mean, you see more and more Indians, but let's be honest, you're not going to see it. I mean, Harley's going to have to, like, something really crazy is going to have to happen for Harley to completely, fall apart as the preferred motorcycle at rally. All right, another comment. Who has the best pizza? Another one from Diva. So, that's a good question. I will say this. So Lintz Brothers is a pretty good pizza option. They've got a little shop. It's down by Hermosa, down south of Rapid City. They got pretty decent pizza. I'd say, other than that, I mean, actually take that back. There is a place in Sturgis. It's called Gold Pan Pizza. I've always heard it's pretty good. I've never actually ate there. It actually started off as a pizza place up in Leeds, South Dakota, way back in the day when the coal mine, or not the coal mine, the gold mine was still up and running up there. And every old timer from Leeds says it was awesome pizza. And people say so. Like I said, I've never actually had it. So that might be something to check out. Otherwise, you're kind of dealing with a lot of chain pizzas. One thing I will say about pizza, though, if you're not familiar with this part of the country and you're coming, like, let's say you're coming from the East Coast and you're coming through Iowa or Minnesota or Illinois or the eastern part of South Dakota, as far as gas station pizza goes, check out if you see yourself a Casey's along the way. And anybody watching from the Midwest is going to agree with me here. Casey's pizza is the bomb. Absolutely awesome. You're looking at, like I said, especially if there's someone on here from Iowa, I'm sure they're going to be all over, like, telling me, yeah, you're right. So that's another good road pizza to check out. So what we got? We got more comments. So another one from my wife. She says it's good. So I'm assuming she's talking about Gold Pan. Yep. She just hollered at me, Gold Pan. Yep. So yes, absolutely. So Gold Pan is good. So definitely check out Gold Pan. All right. So where are we at? Oh, hey, we're just about running out here. All right. One more question. Am I hosting a meet and greet? Now, I did get this question last year. So I will say this. I always try to keep rally kind of as open as I can. Um, I don't like to plan it out that quick because here's the thing: I don't want to say, "Oh, hey, we're going to do a live stream," or not a live stream, but we're going to do a meetup and plan out this meetup, and then something comes up and I can't go. I will say this one thing about it: I still drill with the National Guard, so you never know if something might come up there. like I said, I try to keep them. I will say this: I definitely want to try to do one this year. I definitely want to try to do one. Obviously, I wouldn't make plans as like, oh, I'm gonna make plans just go to the rally just to do a meetup with Clutch because he said he might do one. I'd say more information to come on that. We're probably looking in probably a month to 2 weeks out before I kind of finally finalize something like that. But I definitely would like to do something here eventually coming up because, like I said, I'd like to meet some people during rally, and I'm sure, yeah, some of you might want to meet me. I don't know why. I don't know. But anyways, definitely something I would like to keep in mind and keep on the radar. So I would say definitely stay tuned for that one. So there's that. So, well, trying to think if we'll see if we get any more comments here, but I think we might be looking at, excuse me, I think we might be looking at wrapping up for the night. So I will say this, we're going to segue just a little bit here towards the end. So maybe do a little bit. So plans for this year, you know, kind of up in the air still as far as things we're going to do. We're probably not going to be I don't know if it's going to be a big, huge motorcycle trip this year. Me and my wife are planning on taking a vacation somewhere else without the motorcycle. So do something a little different. So it might be more of an stay around the area kind of deal for me this year. I definitely going to try to do some kind of an iron butt run sometime this year. I kind of like to do one every year. I'm kind of thinking about maybe doing the ride around South Dakota. I think that'd be a good fun one to do. And honestly, I'm the Sodak motorcycle blog. Like, I feel like maybe I should probably have an iron but certificate that involves South Dakota in some way. I just feel like maybe that'd be the right way to do it. But anyways, what else we got here? Oh, Diva says Salsor 2000. I don't know about that. I'm kind of working my way up to that. After that 1500 last year, I mean, I was just wrecked. And honestly, I was kind of wrecked after even doing the saddle or the bun burner 1500 2 years ago. So, but it's definitely something maybe I'll keep in mind. You never know. I mean, I might just get a wild hair that, I'd say, you know what? Yep, let's do it. I'm gonna do just, do it both directions or something crazy like that. I don't know. I guess we'll find out on that. But anyways, oh heck. Hey, sorry about that. The cats are being kind of crazy, so that happens. But anyways, yeah. Oh, got some laughs from Diva. Oh, Amzoy Autumn just joined the chat. Welcome. Good morning, Sodak. Well, it's not morning here. It's actually evening here. So, but let's see. Got anything else from the chat? I think we're gonna probably wrap it up here soon. Unless anybody else have any other crazy questions, any other questions about the Sturgis Rally that I could maybe answer here in the next few minutes. If not, feel free to stay tuned. You can always you can keep replying to this. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. It's evening here as well, so good morning. Things just kind of mine thing. Yep. Gotcha. But anyways, like I said, if you got comments after fact, like I said, go ahead and leave them here. This video is going to go up. It's going to get posted. It's going to stay here. So if you want to watch it, you can share it, or you can watch it again. You can share it to your friends, something like that. Anyways, I think we're going to give a last call here for about 30 more seconds, and I think we're going to probably close it out. So, oh, okay. Another Amsoil Adam. Okay. We'll be set up for Sturgis Rally. Make sure you come out and say hi. Nice to meet you in person. All right, awesome. Well, we'll definitely have to come. I usually always come. I'm assuming you probably work the Amsoil tent, is what I'm guessing. So, anyways, yes, I'm definitely always up there every single year. Definitely an Amsoil guy. Definitely enjoy their products. So, definitely. If By the way, Amsoil, you want to do something with me? Hey, no, I'm kidding. Well, no, I'm not kidding, but really, but am I? I don't know. All right, correct. Black Hills Winter Park next door, Harley Davidson. Okay, perfect. Well, we'll definitely see you there in August, Adam. But anyways, all right. I think we're going to wrap this up. So thanks again for stopping by. I'm Clutch from the Sodak Motorcycle Blog. Please subscribe to the Sodak Motorcycle Blog if you're not already. Tell your friends about us. Also, go back, check out some of the videos. I got some, well, I mean, I don't know. Depending on who's judging them, there are probably some really good. Oh, heh. Well, heck. All right. Email me your contact. I'd love to work with you. Okay. Hey, cool. Well, maybe we just scored something. But, anyways, you have a good evening, and we will see you later. And keep watching the Sodak Motorcycle Blog. See you later.